I just helped a couple move who bought a home in the Denver area just 1 year ago, but they chose the wrong location. They wanted to move closer to the mountains, and of course that was their original goal, but they didn't really know about what Denver was like. It's really easy to look on Zillow and find all of these absolutely beautiful new build communities, turnkey homes, and think that might be where you want to live. So when they were shopping, they looked on Zillow, they found a turnkey home that was absolutely beautiful inside, and what they ended up purchasing was pretty far out east, and they found themselves out there on gravel roads and not really excited about where they lived. This video is to warn you and tell you all about the areas that I wouldn't really live in and help you make a decision. It's really, really important for you to choose somebody who's an expert in the Denver metro area to help you decide where you want to live before you make an offer. But before we get into this list, I want you to really understand what the Denver metro region looks like. None of these places I'm about to tell you about are horrible places to live, really, but they can actually be a bad fit for buyers who are really looking for the Colorado lifestyle. So the Denver metro area is like a massive footprint, and probably on a map it doesn't look very big, but it is. It ranges all the way from the south, Colorado Springs, Monument area, all the way up north, edge of Fort Collins, maybe up there by Westminster or Loveland. Large, wide expanse along I-25. Now you have all the way west and east. On the west side, you'll find all the trailheads that are amazing. I live really close to all of these areas like Littleton, Lakewood, Arvada, Golden, Boulder. Trailheads that are 10 minutes from your house. Lair the Bear is really close by, really beautiful. Not only that, but I-70 goes directly up to the ski resorts, and 285 is a fantastic access to places like Buena Vista and Salida. And then as you go further east, there's lots of plains and plenty of new development. Okay, so with that in mind, here are my top 5 areas that you should give a second thought to, and definitely drive around, ask opinions, and watch this video. Okay, number 5 on my list is the I-25 Southern Corridor. We're talking about Castle Rock, Castle Pines, Parker. This is actually a really beautiful part of the state, and I really love it. I have lots of friends and lots of clients who've chosen to move to Castle Rock, and they do find themselves a little bit, I would say, stuck in the area. Castle Rock has these amazing trails. They have Castlewood Canyon that is really fun to hike in. Of course, they have The Rock, which has their Christmas lighting party. You can hike up to it. The downtown of Castle Rock is really, really cool. Ridgeline has over 20 miles of trails you can hike on and have fantastic views of the foothills. But when you talk about Castle Rock, the only access to the city is on that I-25 corridor, and honestly, they're opening it up right now. There's tons of construction in that area, so that's not a super fun drive. And if you do have to commute to downtown or even Denver Tech Center, it can be 35, 45 minutes just to get there. The other thing that I think is interesting for people who choose Parker and Castle Rock is that they are moving to Colorado for the lifestyle, and then they end up in places that have really great trails, but they don't get mountain access. So Castle Rock is like a rolling area, and so it's gorgeous, but it doesn't have actual Rocky Mountains. You have to drive a good 45 minutes to the west in order to get to those mountains. And ski resorts are even further away. Finally, the last little warning I have about Castle Rock is that there is a lot of land in that area, which means there's plenty of builders. And when there are lots of builders, it's really, really hard to sell a home if you've lived in it for a little while, because it's competing with all of those brand new build communities. Now, this area I definitely think is one of the most growing areas, because Castle Pines and the area east of I-25 is relatively open. all the way through Castle Rock, that area is being very, very, very developed, and it will end up being a really great community. But you should be warned, the access isn't fantastic. Now, that being said, lots of people love it, so I'd be happy to help you look for a home in that area. Okay, number 4, Thornton and North Glen. So we're moving up north to the northern I-25 corridor. On paper, it looks like you're only like 10 or 15 miles north of the Denver area. And as far as commute goes, the access has already been improved. They have an express lane, but I'm gonna tell you that driving that is no fun, especially in rush hour traffic. You have a solid 45-minute commute to downtown Denver and even further to other places in the city. Not only that, this area is older than the Castle Rock, Southern Parker area, and this area has kind of a 90s feel to it, which is fine. I mean, I grew up then, but the homes are definitely dated. You will find a little bit of a discount. So median home price in that area is closer to $500,000 versus Castle Rock, where it's closer to $650,000. Sometimes the 90s construction means that it's in like original condition, so it hasn't been updated. Shops in the area tend to be a little bit older. Nothing's wrong with this area per se, but it's just a really important area for you to pay attention to and look at commute times and find out if it makes sense for you and your family. Every buyer is different, of course, and so I've put together a homes and trails spreadsheet, which basically shows you how far away these areas are from my favorite trails all across the Front Range. And it also highlights some of my favorite neighborhoods. So if you want access to that, check out this link and I will send you an email with all of the info that I think is probably the most important. So that way you can get an idea of what those trails actually look like. Area number 3 is the downtown condo market, which I want to frame this really, really carefully because downtown is awesome. I love downtown, especially when I was in my 20s. And for the right buyer, this place is super hip. Best restaurants, tons of sports. If you love the Broncos, you love Rockies games, you want to hit up Ball Arena for some concerts or a Nuggets game, you want to walk around and have all the action around you, it can be a really fun place to live. Okay, here's the caveat though. If you want more of a quiet lifestyle, downtown's not for you, obviously, right? And that's why so many people have moved away from downtown Denver. And the problem with the condos in downtown Denver specifically is that they can be incredibly expensive with HOAs. You either have a brand new community, like a high rise, and the HOA fees are out of control, or you have an older HOA and then you risk all kinds of things like special assessments, problems with the party wall agreements. I have another video on HOAs, so check that out if you want to. The other problem with downtown condos is that there are too many of them. With the suburban sprawl and work from home, everybody moved out of Denver proper, like the city of Denver, okay? Not the metro, this large area that I'm talking about. And they moved from their condos to places like Arvada, Highlands Ranch, Littleton, and they wanted a quieter lifestyle. And so selling one of these properties is very, very challenging. Now, if you're single and you want to hang out and just be part of the Denver lifestyle, downtown's awesome. Now, there's other really great places that are good for singles also, and you can find plenty of community no matter where you go. Living in downtown Denver is definitely a lifestyle. Also, you have less of a commute because you're already living downtown, so that makes sense, right? But if you want your commute to the trails and to the mountains to be less, that's where I can help you out. Okay, number 2. This is where my clients ended up, and the biggest warning that I have, those eastern plains. This is the new build paradise, and the reason really is that this is where all the land is, right? But as you go further east, these places just are flat. They're open, they're windy, and that's where all the builders can buy a lot of really inexpensive land and sell it to you. So I'm talking about all kinds of areas like Strasburg, Bennett, and even the Aurora Highlands. And I just had a client who bought a property in the Aurora Highlands, and honestly, it's perfect for them. They are building a family, they are working really nearby there, and so they love it. But once again, just like the Castle Rock area, there are so many new home communities out there that it's a lot harder to sell some of the other properties. Which means technically you can get a huge discount. They're probably $100,000 to $200,000 less than other areas. So the price difference and them looking really awesome on the inside is what pulls all the out-of-state buyers, because you're looking on Zillow and you're like, oh my gosh, look at this amazing home. And that's what my clients had originally told me. Yes, we love it. This is where we want to be. And then guess what? You know, a year later, they're moving so that they're 10 minutes from the foothills so that they can be on their cycling team and not have to drive forever. I-70 going east traffic is not quite as bad as the I-25 corridor traffic during rush hour, but it's still not a really fun place to drive, especially if you're looking to escape to the mountains for the weekend. Then you're looking at closer to maybe an hour-and-a-half commute just to get to the foothills, and then maybe another hour up to the ski resorts or camping. So of course, if you're moving to Colorado and you're okay with that and you just want to like go to the mountains every so often, that's awesome, and you can capitalize on that price difference. Just make sure before you actually buy it, you know what you're getting yourself into and you know what the area is like. All right, finally, my number one place that I would warn you about is Aurora. Aurora is Colorado's third largest city, and it's really impossible to kind of narrow down into one description. It's kind of a city of pockets. There's like 3 distinct auroras that you will encounter. So there are lots of areas of Aurora kind of along Colfax, up north towards I-70 that border Denver proper. You have significantly older homes and much, much smaller homes. And then you have the section that's kind of east of 225 and maybe all the way down to like Parker Road and Cherry Creek Reservoir. And those areas are a little bit older, so you're talking about homes from maybe the 70s, and so some of the areas, just like the north I was talking about, the shopping centers are older and the communities and homes are much older, so some of them might be really, really updated, but a lot of them are not. When you look for homes on a map, you'll see a huge amount of homes for sale in that area because a lot of people are trying to sell them and not everybody wants to live out there. This is a fantastic place if you want to get a great discount and you don't mind putting in a little bit of sweat equity. And also, you don't mind being further away from the mountains. Okay, next up, you'll have kind of the Southlands, southern 470 region. And that area is really brand new and a lot of the homes are amazing. But of course we have to talk about commute when you're in that area because the commute to downtown Denver is probably 30 or 45 minutes. And then of course, all the way to the mountains is another hour, hour and a half. On a side note, this is the area that some of the Denver Broncos live, specifically in the Saddle Rock Golf Club and Talons Reach area. So this is just a little warning, but if you want to live in that area, it's beautiful and you might love it. And you might even get a view of the mountains from your front porch. Okay guys, the number one mistake that people make is this: not choosing a realtor that's actually going to coach them on where they want to live and question them. It's the realtor's job to help you learn about the locations that you're choosing. Commute patterns vary, of course. I can set up a search that will show you exactly what your commute is to your work and also to trails. There's a lot of realtors who live in the area and don't really know all of the Denver metro region like I do. And I work with families who are moving here and they have lots and lots of questions. So I'd be happy to chat with you no matter where you are in the process. You'll be talking directly to me and I will sit down and walk you through the whole journey. In fact, it's actually an honor for me to get to help you find your dream home in this beautiful state because I really love living here and I want to share it with you. Now you know the top 5 areas that I would warn you about and why I think you should just be really aware of what you're doing before you move to Denver. Check out this next video where I break down the Denver metro market and how it's changing right now for buyers who are making a move in 2026. I'm Heather O'Leary, your Colorado homegirl. I would love to chat with you. Have a good day.